Hi friends, today I'm going to walk you through Azure SQL Database. First, let us see what are the different options available on Azure to store different types of data. So these are the design considerations to deploy your database to the cloud. So scaling to meet on demand. For example, you have to scale it up or scale it down based on the traffic coming to your website. Disaster recovery, high availability, load balancer, fault tolerance, administration, and cost. These are the few major considerations to decide which database you can choose, or what is the options available versus what is the best option for your requirement. So the first one is scaling to meet. As I mentioned, you should be able to scale it up whenever the traffic is more, or you should be able to scale it down when the traffic is low. Disaster recovery, whenever the unexpected incident happens in that particular location, you should be able to recover your complete data and you need to restore your services. That's a disaster recovery. High availability, your application should be always available. Maximum 99.999 SLAs should match, then your application will go well in the production. Load balance, so you should be able to balance the load. For example, if you are configuring 4 different servers, you need to balance the load between those servers. Otherwise, all the traffic goes to one particular server and it will be overloaded or overcrowded. Then it will bring that particular server down. So you need to be able to load the balance as well. Fault tolerance. So you should be fault tolerant. Administration. So you should have good options to administer your database. The next one is cost. Definitely cost is one of the influencing factor. Based on that, you can decide which could really sustain to your business model. For example, a few of the features or few of the options are really good, but your costing model doesn't work or doesn't match with that particular database. The total thing need to be reverted, right? So you also need to keep cost in your mind while you are deciding which database option will be good for your requirement. So I listed down few database options. One is serverless, Azure SQL, managed instance SQL, SQL VM. I'll walk you through these 3 different options in my next slides. I just listed down few other options available on the Azure. Just to give you the information, you should at least have some idea like what are the other options available on the Azure. So as you know, MariaDB, MySQL and PostgreSQL are the open source databases, but here Azure provides them as a managed services, so that you don't need to be worried about high availability, performance, security and the stuff. So all these 3 databases comes with built-in high availability, scale as needed. That means you can scale it up or scale it down whenever it is required within seconds. It also comes with automatic backups and point-in-time restore. It also comes with enterprise grade security and compliance. These are the built-in features for the MariaDB, MySQL and PostgreSQL as they are the managed databases. So before you choose this option, better go through all the limitations, as there could be some kind of OS limitations or the version limitations. So that can change your decision to go with other options. So the next one is archival storage and blob storage table. So this table storage and archival storage both comes under the blob storage. Archival storage can be used as to archive your data or databases, and table storage again it's the regular storage, but you can use it as a table storage with the form in the form of the columns and rows. The next one is Azure Cache for Redis. Azure Cache for Redis provides an in-memory data store based on the open source software Redis. If you already use Redis, you must be knowing that Redis works on the cache. I mean, it stores the data on the memory, but not on the disk. So this is really good for the performance and scalability of the systems that rely heavily on the backend data store. The next one is Azure Synapse Analytics. So Azure Synapse Analytics is formerly known as Azure SQL Data Warehouse. So now it comes with the limitless analytics service, also with data warehousing, enterprise data warehouse. So this is mainly for the big data analytics you can use it for. So the next one is data lake storage. Azure Data Lake Storage mainly comes under the Azure big data analytics architecture. So the underlying storage is used for the data lake storage is blob storage. So you can select blob storage to store all the data which is coming from various data sources as part of the big data analytics. Coming to Cosmos DB, Cosmos DB is a NoSQL DB and it is multimodal database service from the Azure. So Cosmos DB provide many beautiful features such as single digit millisecond data access. It also enables to elastically and independently scale throughput and storage access across Azure regions. So yeah, this is about all the databases available on the Azure. Let us mainly look at the SQL Azure managed instance and SQL VM. So that is a quick look on Azure SQL options. So as I mentioned, the first one is a platform as a service, Azure SQL DB. The second one, infrastructure as a service. This comes with Azure VM. The next one is SQL Server Private Cloud, virtualized machines plus appliances. So it will come with the predefined or preloaded with SQL Server, or you can take the physical machines and you can load or install your SQL Server. So there are plenty of options available. Let us see what is the difference. As you see here, one is the software as a service / platform as a service, infrastructure as a service, virtual, physical. Let us compare them and see. So as I mentioned, there are three different options available under the SQL. So one is SQL Azure, managed instances, and SQL VM. Under the SQL Azure, again you have three different options: single database, or elastic pool, or database server. You can select one of this option. So single database is with its own set of resources managed via database server. Assume that you have a requirement with only single database, then definitely this could be a better option. But in case if you are maintaining single tenant applications, like you have to hold the number of databases for your customers, then you can go with the elastic pool. Elastic pool is a collection of databases with a shared set of resources and managed via single database server. So single databases can be moved into and out of an elastic pool. This option is optimized for modern application development. So the next one is database server. This is usually used to manage groups of single databases and elastic pools. So these database servers act as a central administrative point for multiple single or pool databases. So you can manage logins, firewall rules, auditing rules, threat detection policies, and failover groups from the central administrative point. Coming to managed instances, it is a collection of system and user databases with a shared set of resources. This is usually best for the migrations. When you go with the SQL Azure, the first option, for the migration part, you may need to make changes for the queries, encryption, and in other parts. But whereas the managed instance works as lift and shift strategy, so you can just take the database in the form of the back or some other way, and then you can restore that in the managed instance. But these both are managed services. That means you don't need to worry about the upgrades, you don't need to worry about the backups, patches, all those stuff. Everything is taken care by the cloud provider. So coming to the SQL VM, so if you need the complete remote access to the virtual machine, then this is the best option. This is very good for the migration. So both managed instances and SQL VMs are very good for the migrations because they work as lift and shift. You can move without any type of changes to the SQL VM. Whereas I mentioned in serverless, you need to make changes. Managed instances, there may be minimal changes required, But whereas SQL VM, you don't need any changes. You can set it up exactly the same environment what you need it on or what you have on the on-premises, and you can move it. So coming to the serverless and managed instances, you get all the past benefits, whereas SQL VM should be managed by you. The high availability, for example, for the high availability, you can see 99.995% SLAs provided by the SQL serverless architecture, whereas managed instances it is 99.99%. SQL VM is up to 99.99%. Even that also need to be managed by you. For example, if you want failover, then you need to set up one more server for that. If you want cross-region server support, like the complete server is down in one particular region, you want to still run your systems, then you have to set up one more set of missions in the other region. So all those disaster recovery high availability has to be managed by you when you go with the SQL VM, whereas serverless and managed instances will be taken care by the cloud provider. So the database up to 100 TB it is supported for the same serverless, that is SQL Azure, whereas managed instances it can support up to 8 TB, and whereas SQL VM up to 256 6 TB storage is supported. That means you can adjust the number of database within that storage, 256 TB. That means you can set up enormous databases in SQL VM. So one more advantage with the SQL VM is it's highly customizable, but whereas Azure SQL and managed instances, customization part is very tough because you don't have a access to the OS level or VM level. That is actually managed by the cloud provider, whereas SQL VM you can if you want to run some SQL Server agents, or you want to set it up extra protection, or install some extra softwares, then SQL VM will definitely support that. Cost wise, definitely SQL VM is going to be expensive than the other models. The reason is like you need to maintain yourself the number of servers, you have to buy the licenses, you need to set it up failovers, you need to set it up for the high availability, disaster recovery, backups, everything you need to manage. So you need to invest for your administration cost, you need to invest for all the number of machines, whereas under the Azure SQL you don't need to invest anything on the administration part. Both in Azure SQL and managed instances, the administration part is very less compared to SQL VM. So that's where you are going to get a major advantage with both of them. So as you see here, few SQL Server features are not available with SQL Azure, whereas for the SQL VM you have complete control on all. Expected downtime while making changes to storage and / CPU. When you go with the SQL VM, if you are making any changes to the storage, like adding more storage or removing the storage or adding more CPU power, for all those things there will be some kind of expected downtime. Whereas coming to the Azure SQL and managed instances, there will be no guaranteed exact maintenance time, but it will be nearly transparent, so you don't need to worry much about that downtime here. So coming to when you have to decide or when you have to go with the SQL Azure or managed instances, assume that you don't have much infrastructure team where they can manage all these missions, failovers, disaster recoveries, high availability, backups, patches to the OS. Then you can better go with the Azure SQL or managed instances, whereas you already have licenses purchased for your on-premises and you are moving that on-premises servers due to like you want to close the data center and then you want to move to the cloud. Then you can go with the SQL VM if you again have a good administrators to manage all those systems. It depends on the size of the database you are going to deal with, the number of database you are going to deal with, the number of people you have onboarded for the administration part, and the size of the control you want on the system. So all depends to take the decision whether it is Azure SQL or managed or SQL VM. So just take a call based on this all parameters. In the next video I'm going to cover how to create this database. So on the cloud I'll show you how they appear. So I open to the portal.azure.com. Here you can see the three different options. One is SQL database, which I shown you on the presentation slides. Here you can select single database or elastic pool or database server. The next one is SQL managed instances. Other one is SQL VM. So I'm going to create one of the SQL database in my next presentation. Thanks for watching my video.